COVID has had a big impact on our life. We went from laughing with friends outside and with no mask to laughing with friends at home over Zoom. Here are some people who explain their opinions about COVID-19. Do you think enough is being done to slow the spread of COVID-19?
Well, I think that's a little bit of a complicated question. I think that if everyone was following the suggestions on how to stem the tide of it, I think that we'd be in really good shape. But I think some people are choosing not to do some of that stuff, so it's kind of made it go a little bit longer than we need to. I think if everyone was wearing masks, socially distancing, and the people who are eligible were getting their vaccines, I think we'd be in really good shape. Unfortunately, some people have chosen not to do some of those things, and that's caused some of the breakouts, or the outbreaks, I guess you could say, and why it's still not quite as taken care of as it probably should be at this point.
Okay, second question. Do you think people don't care as much about COVID because we have a vaccine?
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, I think having the vaccine makes people feel more comfortable being able to do things. Like, for example, I'll speak my own experiences with my wife. She has some pretty bad asthma, and she was reluctant to really do much of anything before. But now that she has gotten her vaccine, she's more willing to go to the store and go out to eat and do some things that previously she was kind of reluctant to go do. So I think from that perspective, it makes people feel more comfortable. But I'm sure there's some people who feel like, hey, I've got my vaccine, why do I need to do anything anymore? But I do think most people are being smart about it still, even if they have the vaccine.
Do you think COVID should be taken more seriously than the flu?
I definitely do. I mean, if you look at the numbers on it, it's been a lot more tragic and more people have gotten sick from COVID than they did on the regular flu. Although I do think it's a strand of the flu, as from what I've heard, but I definitely think people need to take it a little bit more seriously than just your regular flu.
And what were your thoughts on when you first found out we had to quarantine?
No, it was a little scary at the beginning because it's just like all this is happening. All of a sudden, it's like, no, stay in your house. You can't go out. So I think I was a little bit scared and overwhelmed just with like, how is it going to work? What's going to happen? Am I going to get sick? Is my family going to get sick? So there's a lot of scary things.
How has the pandemic affected you and the people around you?
It has affected us because we haven't been able to really gather with family and friends. That's been the time. Also, having my children enclosed all day at home, that's been hard for them. Also, my workplace have been affected by it. The hardest transition has been actually for my children. They have to do remote learning. Being all day in their bedrooms doing schoolwork has been very hard for them, and I feel for them. But that has been the hardest thing, having my kids remote learning. But I feel like they're safe at home. I didn't mind it. They did. But I feel like they're safe.